My name is Marvin Todd Gunner. Most everybody knows me as Todd, but I go by Marvin at Luther Rice by my first name. But for my public speech, I wanted to talk about something that is personal. And what I wanted to go with was something that happened to me about September of 2015 that basically changed my life for a while. And my purpose statement would be is to not judge a book by its cover. Be kind to everyone. And what my thoughts with that is, we typically, even though we don't want to admit it or not, we look at people and we immediately have a thought process on their education, on maybe what is wrong with them, what lifestyle choices they made in the past that is affecting them now. And looking at me, I look like a typical person. Physically, I am. As you can tell, my hand movements and by the way I walk, everything seems okay. I have my bad days. Mentally, my mind, my brain is a mess. In September of 2015, I had what they feel is a stroke. And though we went through some physical therapy, I was able to regain most of my abilities. I had some weakness on my right side, but what is mostly affecting me is my memory. I remember very few things in the past. When my wife and I started dating, there's some things about our dating that I don't remember. There's some things with our kids. Our kids are 21 and 19. So there's a long history of having experiences with those kids that I just don't remember. There's movies we watched that I just don't recall. And what happened, it was just a normal night. We were watching a movie as a family, and we went to bed, and then I felt like I needed to go to the restroom. From that point on, my family found me beside the toilet. My son, which is a very tall, strong guy, he's about 6'3". He got me to the car. We live in a very rural area, so it was quicker to get me to a hospital than an ambulance come to our house and so forth. And things were downhill from there. My recovery physically was long and frustrating, but I recovered physically pretty well. I have some issues with my speech at times, with my thought process and walking. I have a hard time opening things like that are vacuum sealed, as far as like pickle jars and jelly jars and things like that. But for the most part, physically, looking at me, you cannot tell anything wrong with me except that I'm overweight. But mentally, I am a mess. I had to go through training all over again at my work that I've been at several years. Preaching has been a little bit of a challenge because you don't always remember things. The hardest part with everything is the normal life that we had from that movie forward to that movie backwards. It's no longer my normal. My whole normal has changed. We will have a conversation about things that we've done that we just simply do not recall. So what I would like everybody to do is don't be so quick to judge folks. It's easy to do, but looking at me, I'm fine. I struggle with school because I simply do not remember. But what I want everybody to know as well is the importance of what is called FAST. And that is the information that comes from stroke.org or heart.org. And that is the symptoms that somebody will have when they are having a stroke that people need to be conscious of. So, the fastest for ELF is the face. Look for facial drooping. Look for one side of the face being lower than the other. Their eyes are, either the right eye or the left eye will constantly always have issues. The other issue would be the A, arms. If you have them hold their arms at an even level, one will start dropping. One will not be able to have the muscle tone that they once had. And the third one is speech. You will know from their speech. They will start drooling, or they won't be able to speak at all, or they'll be slurred. And the last one is time. That is of the essence. That would be whether you call 911 or get them straight to the hospital. It's rather be safe than sorry. And that is my speech.